Spotify and Just Call Music on YouTube. Our music is also available on iTunes and Deezer.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan.
And there was another drive-by
The
shooting
fire we
today
reported at the
downtown.
old fire hall is still burning out.
Do you sometimes feel confused or lost in the complications and complexities of life? Do you feel drained, listless, or exhausted from the daily burdens and responsibilities? Why not seek our campus ministers on air every Tuesday from 2 to 3 in the afternoon? Listen to our counselors from the Loyola School's Campus Ministry Office as they ground our lives in our faith, in our school's spiritual tradition. Campus Ministers on Air. Be guided, be inspired, be blessed. Listen to our Campus Ministers on Air. Radyo Katipunan, 87.9 FM.
Just Call Music Ministry. Music that uplifts the soul. Follow Just Call PH on Spotify and Just Call Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
Sabi nila, life is like a cup of coffee. Pwedeng sweet at puno ng flavor, pero madalas matapang and will hit you hard. But in the end, you enjoy it depending on how you make or take it. So choose your own brew. Take a break and savor life in its rich aroma. Samahan niyo kami, dahil a cup of life is best enjoyed with friends. Welcome to the Parable Cafe. Brewing inspiration, one cup of story at a time. Every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. only on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Akong bahala sa iyo, kaibigan ko.
Mamangha sa lalim at ganda ng ating kultura at tiwang makabayan, sa mga salita at pahina, sa tulong ng mga guro at manunulat ng panitikang Pilipino. Halina't tuklasin ang yaman ng ating panitikan, ang pamana ng ating lahi. Kasama si Binibining Andrea Trinidad, Ginoong Jethro Tenorio at Ginoong Yol Hamendang ng Kagawaran ng Filipino ng Pamantasang Ateneo de Manila. Ito ang Sari-Sari, ang Catholic Mass Media Awards Special Citation Awardee para sa pinakamagaling na palatuntunang pang-edukasyon sa radyo. Dito sa Radyo Katipunan, 87.9 FM. Radyo Katipunan, 87.9 FM.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. Sa The Blue Eagle kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay at tenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugod, todo sa kayod, dunong at tulong. Lipat na Blue Eagle, kaning giting nagigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, radyo, radyo,
upang mabuhay ng tapat sa meron. Don't you wish you can relive your philo classes? The terror teachers? The terrible oral exams? Or the even terrifying but liberating and life-changing aha moments? Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Here's your chance! Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Kasama ang mga pilosopong sina Jovi Miroy at Ron Capinding. Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Leaping upward, leaping forward. Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Leaping to greater heights, to greater wisdom, to greater magis. Lundag na, Ateneo!
Yan na.
So ba't hindi ka nag-Ateneo? Mukhang nagsisimula na nga yata. Nagsisimula na ba? Mukhang palagay ko nagsisimula na tayo. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat, mga katipunero.
Oo nga, alam niyo po, bago tayo magsimula, nag-usap na kami rito, yun yata yung naabutan ninyo. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Dito naman tayo sa ating palabas ng Lundagin mo, Beybeh. Wala ako last week, Sir Jovi, pero na-miss ko kayo.
Bakit nga ba wala last week?
Ako ay handa sa arts, naghahanda sa isang artistic endeavor. Ako ay kasama sa Virgin Lab Fest at meron kaming rehearsal at yun na nga liban sa buhay ko sa academy. Kaya tagilikin niyo po ang Virgin Lab Fest sa may bandang June 7 onwards, magsisimula na po buong June.
Malapit na din pala yan.
Malapit na rin, pero mga one-actors naman tayo, one-act plays. So hindi naman siya ganun kadugong stage. So yun, so very related dito sa pag-usapan natin ngayon. Yung aking excuse.
Kung wala ka din ngayong linggong ito.
Yung aking excuse for being absent the last Monday. Kasi po ang ating palatuntunan ngayon, ang pamagat ay Creative Minds Unite. So, kung creative naman si Sir Jovi, no? Creative din siguro ako, pero kung kami lang dalawa, parang sapat na unity na ba yan? So, in fact, yung creative na, mamaya mas maintindihan natin, no? Para meron tayong panauhin ngayon na she herself is an artist, is also a professor, and then pursuing further studies, PhD in anthropology at UP. Naku po, parang yung aming mentor si Dr. Ricky Abad is into the arts, but yun din ang kanyang field of study, kanyang PhD. Anthropology, sociology, anthropology, no? Sociology, anthropology. So, papakilala natin. So, ang ating topic ngayon ay Creative Minds Unite. Ang ating pamagat ay Creative Minds Unite. At gusto natin intindihin, meron kasing Summit for Creative Minds. Kung saan sila mag-unite. So, ano ba itong Summit for Creative Minds? Pwede ba kami makasali dyan? o pwede ba kami gumawa ng version namin yan? At meron tayong panauhin ngayon na sino papakilala, sir? Ako ba? Okay.
Pinakilala mo na, no? Siya nga. So, sabi mo, siya ay...
meron ako write-up. Basahin ko na, sir. Kasi nung nabasa ko yung write-up, nag-goosebumps ako eh. At na-excite ako, sir. So, our guest for today is a dancer, scholar, and arts manager. We'll ask later ano ibig sabihin ng arts manager, no? Is pursuing her PhD in anthropology at the University of the Philippines. She received her MA Dance from York University, Toronto, and BM Dance from UP, where she was cum laude. No? She was a member of Ballet Philippines, Junior Company, BPII, in Bayan Ambassador, BPII, while participating in company productions from 2011 to 2014. And then from 2015 to 2017, she danced with the Filipino-Canadian troupe Hataw, and in Philippine folk dance shows presented at York U. As a dancer/scholar, she has received funding from academic and cultural institutions and presented research papers in international conferences in dance. Ako, mga paper about dance, no? So, interesante siguro. Kasi paper, usually visual ang dance. Pero pag pinag-aralan mo siya, her essays have been published at the CCP Encyclopedia of Philippine Art, academic journals, and online websites. She has also been engaged in research projects on health equity, the creative economy, virtual ethnography, and dance history. Naku, tanungin pa lang natin siya mamaya tungkol dito, maubos sa panahon natin. At the Performing Arts College, Guang, Ming College, Manila, she's a full-time assistant professor, chair of the dance program, and research coordinator. And previously, she was also part-time lecturer at the De La Salle College of St. Benilde. Determined to continue working in the performing arts industry apart from through academia, she has also been managing director for the Cultural Center of the Philippines program, CCP Choreographer Series, since 2019. Ang dami ko itatanong. Itong napaka-interesting na mga groups at mga pangalan na. So ngayon, let us all welcome very warmly our guest. Salamat sa inyong pagpapaunlak. Miss Professor Regina Bautista. Ma'am, please greet everyone.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for saying yes.
Binanggit ni Regina, ni Rica na ang kanyang mga kapatid ba, ay alumni ng Ateneo. So why don't you shout out to them? Ano ba mga batch nila? Nasa college na ba? Nasa college pa ba? O
Tapos na. Yung isa high school, yung isa college. Pero years ago.
Shout out. Ano ba ang pangalan nila at mga batch
Yes.
nila?
Beybeh and Paulo Bautista.
So si
Hi, Bea.
is
Bea and
what-
Paulo, hi.
Nakalimutan na. Anyway, si Bea.
06 Comtech, yeah.
All right.
So,
Si
nung
Paolo
batch
high
natin.
school. Paolo
High
Bautista,
school.
Sir Ron. So,
Nasa high school pa si Paulo? I'm from the high school.
Graduate.
Graduate.
Graduate na.
Yeah, so hindi, ang dami natin binanggit na UP at saka La Salle. So at least meron din palang. Yeah. So Miss Rica, we can call you Rica or Regina?
Yeah,
ano ba?
sige. Either Rica na lang.
Rica na lang, Rica. So Rica, so this is, una sa lahat, let's know more about you. Okay, ano ba, where can I start?
Kasi nga daw si Sir Ron, nagsimula bilang dancer.
Oo. Yeah, but I never thought I can
Bata ka
pursue.
pa ba? Sumasayaw ka na, Rica?
Oo, at saka bakit mo naging formal study yan? Nakakainggit. Yung iba kasi naduduwag gawin yan eh. Di ba? So please tell us your story na.
I guess like any other ballet dancer in the Philippines, you really start off as a baby ballet student and then you work your way up and then suddenly you find yourself very passionate about the art form that you want to continue learning about it and perfecting it. So dun, I guess it went on to my college life. I had a choice actually, Ateneo or UP, but I chose UP for dance kasi wala naman dance sa Ateneo. And then, eventually, I guess I realized that being a ballerina wasn't in my future. So I went instead to studying dance in a more theoretical level. So yes, there is writing about dance and there is research about dance.
Yeah.
My particular interest is how it also connects to culture and society and how it is reflective of the things around us, even politics and identity and notions of the body and all of that. So that's parang my
That's a different show, ano? Pero
Yeah.
parang
Yeah,
naaalala ko
but-
na Budots ba yun? Budots ba yun?
Budots,
Yeah,
exactly, like
But-
budots.
Yes, so that explains a lot. Kaya rin ang kanyang PhD ay anthropology, no? Kasi yung kanyang pinag-aaralan sa dance actually is an offshoot or representation of a culture. And
Yes.
kaya siguro
And there's a lot of dance practices, in the Philippines across the regions. We have so many festivals. We have so many street dances. We have so many barangay hip hop, competitions that from an anthropological standpoint that can also be dance. It doesn't have to be ballet. Which is
Yeah.
why I think, segueing naman to Guang Ming College, that's sort of what our college is also latching on, this idea that Filipinos are talented all over the regions. There's theater and there's dance in our everyday lives, but people don't always have access to studying that, especially if you're from the provinces, you're not in Manila, you don't have money to be sent to ballet school and everything. So the college is sort of opening that and allowing people, talented people who otherwise wouldn't be able to go to college, actually have an education for the art. Yeah.
So bukod sa availability ng college at access, I was imagining, I'm a high school administrator kasi Rica, no?
Mhm.
So high school, going to college, was that not challenging for you and your parents? How to look into a future na dance ang ano, di ba? Ang hirap i-convince ang, ito na ba to? I-commitment na to?
Yeah.
Ito na i-aaralin ko. Yung magulang mo rin, sigurado ka ba dyan, anak? I'm just imagining, no? Kasi yan ang mga issues ng college, ay ng high school, no?
Very
So-
supportive naman sila nung time na yun. It's actually me now who's saying na parang, hala, if I have kids, parang hirap naman ng arts. Wag na lang sa arts. but no. But yeah, kidding aside, yeah, very supportive naman sila. And then, yeah, I guess it's just passion that's driving you to go further into the art form.
And so we have this Ming College, no, for the arts. Can you describe further ano tong eskwelahan to? Dapat yata diyan tayo nag-aral sa Jovi. Oh. Dapat yata nag-aral tayo diyan. No, di pa naman huli, no? Pwede ba kami mag-enroll diyan?
So, yeah, so Guangming College is part of a larger international consortium called the Guangshan International University System. So we have different schools in Los Angeles, in Hong Kong, Australia, and of course in Taiwan. So the Guangshan is based in Taiwan. It's a humanistic Buddhist institution. What does humanistic Buddhism mean? It means basically that they stress that Buddhist practices must be done in our everyday lives. And in essence, Buddhist practices just tell us first to be very mindful, and second, to be good people who are kind to everyone around them. So there's this meditation that we call loving kindness, where you try to spread love and kindness. So yon. So Guangming College, I think it's the first college, but I think they started in Cebu, but then they had a college in Manila because the
So
founder.
nagsimula pala ito sa Cebu, tapos pumunta sa
sa
Manila.
Manila.
Saan ito sa Manila dati?
Sa Malate, in the heart of Manila, near Taft. So Taft area siya.
And then now, where is it? Where is the college now?
So now the college has a new school. I'm actually in it. It's a very modern architecture. We have 2 big buildings in Tagaytay City near Mendez. So we want Tagaytay to be a creative hub with our art school. Yeah.
So yung humanistic Buddhism, I heard in your explanation, is the Buddhism that you wanted to be part of everyday life, no?
Yes. Yes.
So that is the spirit that drives the Guangming College, no? And so in operationally, how is that? What do you see in your school? Yeah.
It's essentially also teaching values, and I guess the values that are taught in the school can be summarized into 3 things, which is number 1, it's think good thoughts, speak good words, and do good deeds.
Okay. Pero bago natin yung anuhin, clarify mo muna, Guangming is a performing arts college, di ba?
Yes.
Where yung mga estudyante ay scholar. Silang lahat ay libre ang kanilang. So ito ay kakaiba, no? Kahit yung
So para
lang
siyang
ng arts college.
para siyang Philippine High School for the Arts pero college at saka hindi government.
Hindi government. It's from the Guangshan institution based in Taiwan.
So where do you get your funding? I mean, kasi
in Taiwan,
it is so noble kasi. So baka fund yan, no? Endowment fund. So,
I guess it's an endowment fund from the Buddhist Light International Association. So the story that is told to us is that the founder saw that Filipinos are so talented in dance and theater, and so they wanted to put up a performing arts school to again allow people access to an arts education. That's why all our students are full-time scholars, or all scholars. They don't pay for anything. But they are also part of the more lower income sector of the country.
Paano yung mga unfortunately mayayaman? Unfortunately, scholar din sila. Scholar din sila. Unfortunately mayayaman kayo dito.
Hindi kayo dito.
Or pwede rin naman. Basta
hindi pa.
So So hindi
Mga ilan
financial
yung-
aid ang kanilang pagiging scholar, meritocracy, walang ganon.
Wala.
Pero yun nga, so how many students do you have, Rika?
Right now, our graduating batch is around 50. And then,
Wow,
of course,
dami.
the batch after that, medyo konti kasi pandemic. And then,
How
our
many?
new
How
batch.
many? Hindi ko lang
50 scholars.
50 yung graduating. Oo. And then yung
overall,
second
how many is the population of the
school, mga 130.
130?
30. Kasi konti itong mga susunod na taon dahil galing sila sa pandemic.
Yeah, sa pandemic. Yeah.
And
But
then
then,
you,
tanong ni Sir Ron, meron bang like screening or audition, or how do you qualify to become
To
yung mga
become a
tinatanong?
scholar. Yeah, oo.
Oo.
Yeah, we have screenings and auditions. Usually, again, from Luzon to Mindanao. We don't really screen much in Manila. So there are some requirements like a certificate of indigenacy, but they also need to pass the talent test that we design. So we really get kids who have potential. Because obviously some kids, they don't start dancing at a young age because there's no access, or hanggang ano lang special
Yun na
program
nga,
in the
di ba?
arts. Di ba may special program tayo in the arts from DepEd. So usually yun rin, galing dun rin yung mga estudyante natin. Yeah.
you mentioned theater and dance. What about singing? Magaling din ang Pilipinas sa singing. At saka well, part naman ng theater ay musical, no? But just
Yeah.
playing the singing,
Yeah.
or instrument playing. Ano pang ibang art forms ang
Yeah.
meron sa Guang?
We started with dance and theater kasi di ba may levels yung CHED. But we're trying to open up more programs like musical theater, sports science, yung mga basketball team. So it's slowly growing in that level. Yeah.
Sports science? Bakit kasama yung sports science?
Kasi Filipinos like sports and also because the founder was a basketball player.
So Guang right now is parang an art college, no?
Yes.
Arts college. But in sports science, so magiging arts and sports college siya.
Parang, oo. Well, si Chancellor Michael Tan, former Chancellor, because he is our president, so I think he's also trying to call it human sciences. Human sciences. Because art is also about being human in a way, so you can kind of connect it to that.
I didn't get it. Human science.
Science. Human sciences.
Sciences.
Yeah, sciences.
Human Science Center. I was saying.
Yeah.
And so our title is Creative Minds Unite. I think this is referring to a summit of sort na mangyayari. Can you before we ask questions about it, can you just describe it a little bit for us? So you have a college and you have this summit conference.
So we have a conference called Alaya, Arts and Humanism Conference. So Alaya in Buddhist terms means storehouse or like our memories, but in Filipino terms, Alaya also means halay, which is offering, and laya, which is freedom. So when we say humanistic Buddhism, it also relates to humanism, a more humanistic approach, I guess, to religion, where freedom is knowledge, freedom is all of that. So we have a conference that we're doing in partnership with the Cultural Center of the Philippines and with the UP College of Music. So it's a conference. Its main activities are 3 workshops. First is facilitated by Tanghalan Filipino for theater pedagogy. Second is facilitated by someone from De La Salle College of St. Benilde and Guang College. It's called Arts and Wellness. And the third is facilitated by Malu Matute from UP College of Music, and it's for indigenous music. So because we are now in a new campus, we wanted to introduce to the arts community in Manila as well as in Tagaytay, that we're open, that we want to be a creative hub. So the conference was parang the first way to do that, especially because part of the conference is also we are gonna have cultural shows. by featuring works by artists that you might know. One is Delphine Buencamino, who's a teacher
Yeah.
in Ateneo.
She's a
Yeah.
friend. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we also have works by J.M. Cabling and Catherine Sabate, who are both our faculty members. So it's gonna be a fun 3-day conference. There
When
are
is
some
it again,
keynotes.
Regina?
Sorry, May 24th to 26th.
And where is it ulit? I know that it's in the campus, but saan ang campus nga ba? I think that's a premature.
Sa Tagaytay City.
Sa Tagaytay City mismo ang
Yes.
one.
Yeah, the vacation city. So we don't feel hot here.
No.
It stays
Yeah.
cold. So
It's a lot of vacation city. That
Yeah.
is also the spiritual city. Then pupunta ang
yeah.
retreats and also the
Yeah.
arts. So parang
And also the arts.
it's a lot of
it can be the next
it's-
creative hub after
yeah.
Baguio,
It can be
let's say.
a place for introspection and artistry. So
Yeah. So yeah, it's really focused on the arts, because the arts, being good artists or making great art is also part of being human and part of it helps you also become a good human. I guess that's also why parang the school is for the performing arts, where diba, when you watch nice plays,
yes.
nice dances, it just inspires you
Yeah.
to be good people. So that's kind of the premise of that.
Of course. Yes, that's so hard to explain and convey to people. I just believe that 100%. No?
Yeah.
I-expose mo sa
Pag-usapan natin yan, Sir Ron, itong connection that they are seeing, that the college is seeing, na it's a humanistic Buddhism, hindi siya, may meditation practice, pero mahalaga din yata yung engagement, no, Rika, sa
Yes.
society, especially sa underprivileged.
Mhm.
Tapos meron pang isa, which is inuugnay nila yon sa sining, no? That is why when I saw this, the flyer of this, sabi ko, kailangan mapag-usapan to, no, natin sa ating palatuntunan. No? Meron sila nakikita na una, pangangailangan to engage society, at ito nga, itong Tagaytay bilang isang art center. No? But at the same time, art allows people or makes people, sa kanilang pananaw, makes people, ano ba yan, Rika? More ethical, more happy, and ano
More
ang
ethical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ano yung philosophy behind
The
conference and
Well, actually, it's also sort of our way to figure out this bridging, because it can mean so many things. But our theme now is about weaving performing arts and humanistic Buddhism through liveness and ephemerality. So liveness, diba, nung pandemic, we didn't see live art. And so now we're recognizing that there's a difference when you consume and watch live art. So this feeling of liveness, of being a material body or being a person, being, in the here and now, is related to how humanistic Buddhism focuses also in the here and now and on the human person, and also developing and cultivating yourself. So parang it's not about yung mga Buddha, I mean, larger things beyond us, whatever. But it's about the here and now and the person as a human being. And then the ephemerality part, of course, performing arts are ephemeral, right? The moment you perform it, it is gone. So in that same way, meditation is also like that, where it forces you to acknowledge that the time that you're in is always fleeting. And so the best that you can do is just focus on the present moment and the here and now.
Wow, ang lalim.
Wow, ang lalim.
I don't know if that makes sense, but,
No,
but it's our way of,
exactly.
Yes.
It's so difficult to grasp, makes it so right. Yeah. The here and now, it's very, kaya pala dance and theater. Here and now kasi.
Here and now also. And time.
So sa
that's
Virgin
that.
Lab Fest, Sir Joby, sisingit kami between the shows, may mga lecture series. At isa sa mga lectures, ako magbibigay. 25-minute mini lecture. Yung The Edge of Theater. I mean, comparing it to screen acting, stage acting, at kasama yan, no? The ephemerality of it, the fact na sa theater ang nasusunod talaga ay yung performer, hindi katulad sa yung editor, siya yung last say, di ba? Ito, bahala ka na sa aming lahat, actor. Bahala ka na sa aming lahat, dancer. Ikaw yung haharap doon and it's up to you. Kasi it's the here and now that they see. I don't have a say on what is going to happen. At the one point, I'll surrender because yung performer I don't know if I'm also making sense. But the thing is, yun ang kaibahan, no? Walang daya, walang cut, walang buong katawan na nakikita mo, hindi close-up, hindi lahat.
Yeah.
So the fullness of it, the presentness of it.
Yeah. The presentness.
Yeah. So
actually,
yun ang
our students are gonna be in VLF as well. We have students.
Yeah,
there,
so
I've
exactly.
seen
So
them
yun ang ano ng theater. Sabi nga ni Father Ferros, I remember, when he was talking about theater, and not even I understood it when I was a student. Sabi niya, ang maganda kasi sa mga nagtatanghal, theater, ganyan-ganyan sabi niya, para yan pagsasaing ng bigas. Pagsasaing ng bigas, hindi yung rice cooker when every time you have to do it, kailangan mo sukatin at hintayin because it's never canned. It's always a right now experience. Hindi ko siya naintindihan nun, but later on when I was trying to remember, that's what he meant. It can have, even if it's your 50th or 100th show, every show you have to experience it as if it's the first time. Yun lang. So anyway, I just wanted to.
So yeah. Kaya nga Philo show to, no? Talagang we will confront this. And parang sinasabi ni Rika at saka nung conference, may nawala nung pandemic. Kahit naman hindi pandemic, no? Siguro sa film, sa Netflix, sa YouTube. Ano yung nawawala? And why do you think that affects yung humanism ng mga tao, yung pagiging tao ng mga tao, itong hindi pagiging present o hindi pagiging live, ano yung nawawala kapag hindi present o kunyari puro Netflix lang or puro YouTube, ano yung nawawala?
Maybe sense of self, or maybe it's not may nawala, it's just it's different. You know, like for example, Sir Ron has pictures at the back.
Yeah.
And when you consume that art, you know, it's a trapped in a time, and it's something tactile that you engage with. But with the performing arts, you're engaging with real people na pag nagkamali sila, makikita mo. Parang ganun. And you can never go back to that moment. So it pag film kasi, kunyari may dance film naman, pero pag film, na-edit siya, naiiba siya. But with live, talagang it's sharing the space, sharing the energy between live bodies as well.
Sharing. So merong sharing, no, yung shared space.
I always tell my students who are doing theater na who will be watching each other's performance. Yan, sabi ko, yan ang kaibahan ng theater. Kung paano mo sila nakikita at naririnig din nila kayo. So nakasalalay sa magaling na audience ang magandang pagtatanghal. Kasi nagtatalaban kayo . So when you respond, it's really a community of both walang community pag film . Kasi it's so walang interaction, walang rapport, walang ano. So yeah. So yun ang medyo nawawala nga. Parang ibig sabihin, that sense of community, hearing each other laugh or being different from the other person's reaction and wondering, ba't siya natawa ako hindi? So all those, or being mesmerized, even if you're coming from different point of views, nasa gilid ka, nasa harap, nasa ano. So,
sharing space. And the situatedness of you as a viewer, as a human being, sharing the truth that whatever the play or theater dance wants to give to you, which
your truth.
Parang ganon. Yeah. Kasi I think we were also inspired kasi we started face-to-face also in August.
Yeah.
And so, and a big part of that is helping our students create their thesis projects. So in doing that and helping them bring out the stories that they want, then you review again for yourself na parang, okay, maganda yung story na papakita niya tungkol sa kultura niya sa probinsya, gano'n na maganda na in the process of making, it becomes a real story or it becomes a true story and it becomes a story that is birthed. I guess with dance. Diba pag theater kasi may play, may script. Pero with dance, choreographies have to be created and embodied for it to come into existence. And then once they exist, mawawala na sila kasi tapos na yung performance, di ba? Parang kaya ephemeral siya. Yeah. But I
So
guess, yeah.
yes, Sir Ron.
Hindi, wow lang talaga. This ephemerality is so philosophical. Parang wala, technically walang ngayon. Ang wala ngayon kasi pag bigkas mo sa kanya, lumipas na siya.
Yes, oo.
Technically walang ngayon, meron lang kanina at saka mamaya. Pero yung ngayon, hindi mo siya mapag-usapan. Pag pinag-usapan mo siya, kanina na siya. So, parang gano'n yung theater.
Yeah. And
So
then,
yung mga sabi nga ng, sino ba, hindi ko alam, si Lea Salonga o si Adele ba yun? Nasa isang concert niya, can you stop taking videos of me? Just watch me, I'm here. Experience me. Parang gumagano'n siya. Kasi,
Siguro yun din yun, ano? Yung people, yun,
everything. Naka-video. Gano'n.
Oo, binibideo, kinipicture, wala na nung karanasan, no? Dinadanas lang.
You're imagining watching it later on with your own leisure time at your own time versus experiencing it on the spot while it's actually happening in front of you. You want the documented version. Okay, parang ganon. Hindi yung... Kasi nga, kaya sayang na.
yeah.
So,
And I guess we know as performers that, a performance can never be the same no matter how hard you rehearse.
yes.
Magkakamali ka, ganyan.
Yung sinasabi mo kanina, Rika, na it's never the same at saka halimbawa may magsabi sa akin, uy, ayaw ko manood ng opening night kasi hindi ko mahada. Hindi, may magic ang opening night na hindi na namin maulit the next one dahil lahat kami ninenervyos. So all those elements are so exciting, no?
Yeah.
So sa theater it's never the same show, no? Kahit mas maganda ba, malay ko ba kung mas maganda, depende. Parang it's alive.
Yeah. I think that's also how it relates to mindfulness. Kasi I don't know if you've ever meditated. Have you ever meditated ba?
Sir Jovi siguro, malamang.
Have you meditated na po ba? In meditation kasi, or I guess the mindfulness meditation that we that we can practice is that you sit down, you close your eyes, you acknowledge what is happening to you. If you feel anxiety or depression, whatever, and then you let it go because you're acknowledging that time passes and that things pass also. So in that way, parang, diba, sa theater rin, present. But then at the same time, once you say the lines, nagkamali ka or whatever, then you let go. I mean, you let go of it to the audience. But I guess the best answer to answer that is maybe just attend the conference and listen to our keynote speaker because they can also, I think, connect it philosophically. So we'll have Dr. Tan, Michael Tan as the keynote, the poet and writer Marjorie Evasco, who's from LaSalle, and then the performance studies scholar, Sir Unreal Tiatco. So I'm excited.
I know him also. I've worked with him, si Unreal. And so we need to go there. Is there an online version or
no online version yet? But you have to go there. Or we can
after
record
all
it.
this, yan pa rin ang tanong mo ron kung may online version. Parang gusto hindi
talagang mindfulness.
Hindi nga, live nga.
Liveness nga kasi. Pero we can consider it kasi we will document it naman. So I guess I'll be sure to send through Chansey recording. So he can send it to you.
So we need to. But
lang si Ron.
Hindi kasi ang feeling ko it's a very interesting pero dosahin mo pumunta ka doon, no, kung gusto mo. Hindi na ganoon ka.
It's a 3-day conference, so parang people will have to stay here. They need to
they have to stay here.
They need to stay in Tagaytay.
Yes. Oo. Yeah.
So meron kayong partnership with CCP and
UP College of Music. Yeah.
And
So we'll have performances from our students, from our Guang College theater and dance students, like
Yes.
in Delphine's show, and also we're gonna have performances from the UP Dance Company. Well, so that's the partnership.
Rika, kunyari may bilog, tapos outer circle, tapos inner circle, yung pinaka-central circle ng core, no? Alin ang una, pangalawa, pangatlo? Yung humanistic Buddhism, performing arts, or education? So, I don't know. So, you start with the humanistic philosophy, in the way you do it, no? So,
Yeah.
what is the
think-
core and then the outer one? And yeah.
At the core of it, for us, it's arts education. Because we're also educating
Yeah.
students, and of course, again, because they are scholars, we have the pressure to make sure that we educate them with all the skills and techniques necessary so that when they graduate, magagamit rin nila yung degrees nila. So, yeah, so it's arts education. And yun nga, good art naman relates to humanism or inspires people. For example, we just had a dance show recently, and one of the shifus are like I guess the nuns, parang the nuns in humanistic Buddhism. Yeah, and it was just a show of like, dance pieces, short dance pieces. It had nothing to do naman with humanistic Buddhism. But she was so inspired by it, and she felt that, nakikita niya yung fruits ng founder in donating or in supporting the art. Talagang mapapasaya mo yung mga tao, and people will get inspired by it. So parang ganon. Yeah. But I mean, for us, we're also practitioners in the art scene, so we recognize naman na, actually, it's interesting because a lot of us are from the same generation, and we also because of the school, we get to become educators as well. And a lot of artists also get to work with us and get support. So, yeah.
May
Di ba rin
niloso po lang ako ng konti. Creative minds unite. Isn't it the duty also of a creative mind to deviate? Bakit yung unite is supposedly something that you do kapag solid na yung...
Hindi, may summit eh. Nawala yata. Nawala yung
Summit.
audio mo.
Ako, nawala.
Oo.
Parang humina.
Humina, sorry. How is it now? No? Yan na naman ako. Wait. How is it now? Is it better?
Yes,
Yeah.
better.
Nanahila ko yata.
Baka
I'm standing up. Nakatayo ako eh.
Baka kasi medyo allergic pa tayo sa word na unite.
Hindi naman. Parang
Hindi
sa akin
naman.
lang. Parang usually before kahit sa team building there's no I in team. Ganun sila. Pero ang danger naman nun, hindi, bago kayo mag-team, sana each individual ay contributive na. Di ba? Kasi otherwise, naghihilahan lang tayo pababa. So, in the same way, nagsisimula ng sarili niyang ng thought, ng pushing the envelope, ang bawat creative people. Na. So, yung sinasabi ko, in a way, nag-think out of the box, o nag-deviate siya, ganon. So, when you say creative minds unite, it's like unusual, right?
Yeah. Parang they're coming together and they're
Coming
gathering
together.
and sharing ideas.
Ang sabi ko lang, namimiloso po lang ako. I also know.
In the workshops kasi, so there will be different participants and they will have to work together, and in the end, parang may output for the conference. It's actually inspired by CCP's Arts Ed Conference na parang may 5-day conference, people come together, and then in the end, they have like a short dance piece. Para naman may output and may fruits of your labor yung nakikita. So Unite is, again, just sharing space, coming together and sharing ideas. And also building a community.
Yung isang tanong ko will be, yung sa dance, sabi nga nyo kanina si Ron, nagsimula siya bilang dancer, di ba?
Yeah.
Tapos,
Mga folk dance, ethnic
folk
dance at folk
dance.
dance. Kasi
Tapos
taga-Tarlac ako eh. So we're doing Ifugao, we're doing
malaki yung kinalaman ng dance sa politika natin, sa ganyan. Pero parang yung iba din yung ballet, di ba? Yung ballet is more like a status symbol or what kind of ano ba yung in your practice of dance, Rika, and how you're teaching dance? And supposedly these are underprivileged, no? Of course, there's a lot to say na sa France, di ba? Kahit sa Canada, di ba? You have a lot of this yung movement na the prima ballerina is colored. May maraming spaces for activism din sa ballet, di ba? But is that I cannot articulate my question. Ano ba yung
Oo nga.
you're trying to achieve dito?
Nag-freeze naman si Sir Jovi. I think similar
to
sa
turn them into ballet dancers, di ba? It's not to turn them into ano ba yung magiging I don't want to be outcomes based lang, no? But ano yung magiging
No. Sir Jovi, let me support that. Yan din ang tanong ko, isabay ko na, no? Kung ano ba ang profile of the graduate ng Guang Ming College para sa akin? Kung meron kaming men for others or women with it for others. So, para ganun din si Sir Jovi, you know? When they go through the education sa Guang Ming, ano ba? Hindi naman para maging ballet dancer. Ano ba talagang gusto nating idulot sa mundo?
It's about being artists who are good people, I think. May vision mission kami, pero hindi ko ma-right. But yeah. And yes, certainly ballet is not obviously the outcomes of it because it is an elite art. So sa UP, kunyari, or sa Ballet Philippines, of course, those who become ballet dancers, started doing ballet at 8 years old. But for us, it's really in teaching the art forms, and that involves critical thinking, that also involves craft and skill, persistence, all those values. They can also apply all these things that they learn to other aspects of the world. But there's also a niche, or there's also actually a market also for SPA teachers in the region. So our expectation is always that they go home also and teach dance in
What is an SPA teacher?
special program for the arts. So it's a DepEd. Di ba may strands ng DepEd?
Oh, yeah.
Ayun, may special program in the arts, and a lot of their dance teachers are, PE teachers, music teachers. So wala rin silang concept of contemporary dance masyado or folk dance.
Yung nga daw yung Igorot dance ni
Agnes.
not that there's anything wrong with that, diba?
Hindi ako, yun ang alam ko, yung ganun, yung pinaturo sa amin. Melting pot naman kasi ang Tarlac. So pag nagkakaroon kami ng linggo ng wika o buwan ng wika contest, ethnic pa-researchan kami, parang ganun. So that was the culture I grew up with sa Don Bosco Tarlac, no.
Curious lang ako, Sir Ron, Siri. Paano ka nakatawid from Ballet Philippines to this, no? Na it's really more like contemporary dance, pero yung dance and dance research, which makes me remember Nicolo Magno, no, Ron?
Yeah.
Na mahalaga yung dance research. Alam mo kasi itong ating program, it will stay there forever, no? Baka in the future there is a student who Googles dance research, ito yung lumabas. So ano ba tong what is the whole point? Bakit kailangan ng magsulat tungkol sa dance? Yung tanong kanina ni Sir Ron. Bakit kailangan pag-aralan, pag-isipan itong
saliksikin kasi pwede mo nang panoorin pero maghintay ka lang ng palabas, no? Pero yung saliksikin kasi baka mamaya hindi pinapalabas, gano'n.
Yeah. I think, well, syempre dance studies is like parang young field. I'll focus on how it relates to culture. I think the easiest way to say that is you look at the notion of embodiment in terms of culture. So we all are, culture is like daily practices, knowledge, skills, how we live our life. People say Filipino culture, diba? But the base of it is we all have bodies. Every human being has a body. And it is through our body that we enact our identity, that we enact our cultural knowledge, that we enact our beliefs and values. So in studying an art form that focuses on embodiment and how people use their bodies to express themselves, or how people choreograph pieces from everyday lives or from bodies, then parang it tells us about embodiment or ourselves as well. At the same time, dance research can also involve looking at how bodies are presented in the arts and all the assumptions that carry. Let's say, feminist movement, ganyan. So there's
Ayun.
also that notion. For example, a lot of our identity as Filipinos is also anchored in, let's say, the bayanihan, diba? Yung alam natin yun, diba? The trope of,
Yeah.
ethnic folk, you can do all the things, and the
Yeah.
Philippines becomes this whole unique, united culture when in
Yeah.
fact through dance, right? And
Yeah.
that trope and that myth or that vision is so stuck in our mindset through dance. But the reality is naman, we're also a diverse country. So parang how does that actually play how identity is presented in dance, even in Sinulog and all those festival dances, versus how it is actually played out, I guess. That's something, yeah. So there's a
It's
lot to
Costume ng
unpack.
Sipulina.
Yeah, I think it's because also, traditional academic practices or thoughts don't really focus on the body. And there's always the assumption that the mind is better than the body. So you look at language, you look at words, you look at speech, instead of actually looking at how our bodies can also tell stories, and that we can also unpack things from how we look at our body and movements.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So
I don't
so
know.
refreshing. These are nakausap ka namin ngayon, Rica, no? Kasi lahat naman to nasa isip namin, Sir Joey, pero ang hirap pag-usapan. Tapos bigla there's a like-minded person nakaharap namin. For example, I'm in the academy. We have this class we call the honors class in Filipino. Di ba? Meron kang advanced class sa math, advanced class sa English, may advanced class din kami sa Filipino, yung mataas ang aptitude sa Filipino. And we have decided na what if dun sa advanced class, imbis na ituring Florante at Laura, ipa-stage na lang natin sa kanila. That might be more internalized. And then, mas kilala mo, the fact that you have lines, kahit na maliit lang part mo at lahat. So, there is,
Baka kailangan mag-talk si Rica sa Ateneo.
Bakit? Bakit mo nasabi? I do not disagree. Bakit? Saan ka nagagaling, Sir Joey? Meron ka ba nakikita
Marami
kakulangan?
siyang pwedeng sabihin. Kasi wala tayong dance scholar sa atin na dancer din, di ba?
Clarissa Mijares was, she used to be in Ateneo, but now she's in Canada.
Wala ka, Sir Joey, forever pa naman yung show natin.
O nga pala, tsaka si Lisa de la Fuente, baka magalit sa akin.
Yes.
Ay, Lisa.
At si Delphine is also teaching movement. Movement, di ba? So, yeah. At si Nicolo Magno, ano ka ba, Sir Joey?
Hindi, palagay ko kasi yung Buddhist aspect of it also na na binabanggit na. Tapos how it relates to Christianity, to ano. Maganda yung perspective ni Rica. Tsaka talagang di ba, yung pedagogy, yung pinag-uusapan nyo. No? So,
yes, speaking of pedagogy, Rica, I'd like to share with you only because you will be able to relate. No? Kasabi lang ni Sir Jovito, we have a training company. That's why I'm promoting it. It's called Role Players. And we give training to corporate clients for their corporate objectives, but using theater exercises and theater culminating activities. So if it's presentational skills, if it's team building, if it's service quality, if it's adjusting to change, but you convey concepts and values and skills through
the art.
Giving acting workshops or theater workshops to non-theater people. So that actually proves the point na pagparanasin mo ng mga theater or dance or arts, yung tao, talagang there's a lot of it na maiuwi niya para sa buhay niya. Parang gano'n.
Mm-mm.
Sabi
Yeah,
nga namin, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
the fact that they can engage with other people as
Yes.
themselves
Yes.
in a world that's apart from everyday lives, na hindi yung, corporate ganyan,
Yeah.
typical way, and then they can also express themselves. I actually have a project I'm doing with Ateneo Development Studies Program. It's about developing naman youth equity with urban poor communities. I don't know if you know Mary Racelis and
Yes.
Gideon Lasco. Yeah. So that naman, we're also using theater and dance, but mostly theater, to help the youth find their voice and empower them and figure out what stories they have to tell in their own lives. Kasi these are urban poor youth naman, walang access rin to art or not really that great education. And then suddenly you give them tools and theater about using their voice, using their mind, using their body, and then parang a whole world of awareness becomes available to them. Yeah. Through the art.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Di naman sana, I do that and I seek that. Pwede ba bang sumali dyan? O pwede namang mag-coexist tayo, no? Because I actually do that, no? I really, in any community that seeks it, parang yun yung outreach namin, eh. You go to a barangay and there's barangay youth and you engage with them for five days or 5 rehearsals, and you have an interactive writing. So what are your thoughts about this? And then you devise something, and then suddenly lahat sila nagsasalita and there's a theme. It's not a linear story, but a non-linear one. And then bigla, it's a performance about what they want to say, and it's may konting sayaw, may konting sabayang pagbigkas, may konting kanta, and then they become. I devised that, but ultimately it's always customized, no? But it's to the group. And sometimes I do that even to people who don't speak Tagalog or English. Meron lang taga-translate. I've done that with the Badjaus. I've done that with the I've done that with the Gawad Kalinga kids and some barangays. But sabi ko, paminsan-minsan naimbita ako because of role players. But pagtanda ko pa, parang gusto ko yan lang palagi ang gawin ko. Dapo-dapo sa mga communities and exactly. Give them the voice, give them the an experience. Kaya ako sabi ko, oh my God, that's so. I felt so validated that that's also a pursuit of good people, other good people.
Who love the arts, yes.
Who love the arts,
Parang marami ring ways that you can apply the arts. Yeah. But
So
as an
parang
art
hindi-
school naman,
Yes, Rika. As an art school,
as an art school, we're trying to balance that as well as the technical needs and the more craft high art needs of the art form, which also I think empowers our students in that way, kasi they get tools and skills when they graduate na, they know how to do lights, they know how to manage things, they know how to choreograph, they know how to dance, they know the holistic aspects of theater and dance.
do you sense that you're part of a new movement in the arts sa Philippines na meron ka ba nakikita na this is a kind of a new thing na dati hindi ginagawa or na dapat ginawa, or it's a kind of a can you articulate what is really innovative dito sa mangyayari sa Art Summit, sa Creative Mind Summit?
I'd like to think, yes, that we're part of a movement. In terms of innovation, I guess it's just new in that first, I think we're the only college na talagang dance and theater are from the same department in the Philippines. So even that bridging together is already innovative because we work together. Dancers learn to act, actors learn to dance. So even that becomes a productive collaboration. And then of course that focus on humanism and wellness and being good with the arts, I think it's also innovative. A lot of people need that in this day and age. But at the same time, also the importance of good art being able to inspire people. That's why you have the performances to say, yes, it's about humanism, yes, it's about being human, but at the same time, you also have to produce good works that are well done and well choreographed, well played out, all of that. So I think it's those juggling of those three things that they can coexist together, and then you figure out the kind of new knowledge or new discoveries that you can see in the making of all these things put
Yes.
together. Yeah. So even we don't know what it's gonna come out as, but yeah, we're very excited and very
Exciting. It's an inauguration of something very new, no? Or something radical even.
yeah.
So do you envision more Guanming colleges, more art summits, aside from your
Yes.
uh,
Yeah, I think we will have it every 2 years.
mm,
So I
The
think
summit, no, not the college.
yeah, the summit, not the
Not
I don't know the
founding
college.
colleges, medyo matagal yan.
Oo, yung college kasi medyo malaki yung lot. So we still
Ah.
have to build like 6 more buildings sa
Yeah.
likod. We have to
Wow.
build a theater pa. We don't have a theater, we have an arena. So if you come to Tagaytay, you'll see. So we had to make do with the arena as a
Can I
perform-
apply there? That's really a
To teach,
question.
yes, you can teach here po.
Part-time or full-time, gano'n?
Yes.
But I
kaya
love
lang daw
dancing.
magiging
Well,
vegetarian ka.
Chansey.
Joke lang yan, joke lang yan.
Bakit? Bakit?
Hindi, ngayon
Joke
pwede
yan,
na.
joke.
Dati hindi bawal mag-meet, pero ngayon pwede na. Pero sa labas lang ng building kasi.
Ay,
Yun,
kasi
at-
sa Buddhism nga. ah.
Yeah. Kasi
Ah.
now we have sports, we have parang varsity. So, kailangan rin nila ng meat.
Kailangan ng
So, we're
protein.
very realistic rin naman. Even dancers need protein and
Ah.
actors. Yeah. So,
So-
kayo come po. Yeah, come anytime.
And how
Yes.
many people are you expecting to come this Thursday, this weekend?
Around 60 people. So it's just small because it's a start. But yeah, we have 60 people. Students, cultural workers, actors, dancers, all of
Mga
them.
quality naman yata
Yeah.
yung pupunta dyan.
So sa mga
Yes,
nakikinig sa atin ngayon, gusto ko sana ang take away nila. May take away. Didikta ko na, no? Na kasi ang tingin usually sa arts, lalo na nung pandemic, is not essential. It's a capricho. It's a luxury. But it is essential. So, Rika, ikaw na mag-expound doon. Bigay ako ng assertion na si Rika pina-explain ko. It is, right? Can you help me? Maybe that's also, isabi lang muna sa last message mo.
Pero
last
gusto ko
word,
maging katulad ni Rika, yung very calm.
very calm. Yeah. So it's why is it crucial, vital, essential, fundamental to pursue arts, even if it seems so abstract, no?
Because I think it teaches us how to be human and what being human is in a community of people, but at the same time in an internal pursuit for perfection. Maybe, yeah. So how to be human.
Because pag hindi, wala.
Because pag hindi, parang boring naman ang life. Na, you don't get to see, I mean, film is also art. So, I'm sure a lot of people watch Netflix in their everyday lives, but yeah, art is essential to help you place yourself in some other context apart from your everyday life and to help you imagine possibilities more than what you see in reality, but still
yun
speaks
ang
about
meaning.
truth.
Yeah.
Ganun.
Si Charles Darwin, ang sabi niya, man is a rational animal. Ang noun niya ay animal na may reasoning, no? Pero si St. Thomas, tama ba? Sir Joey, teacher ko rito, St. Thomas Aquinas, embodied spirit ang tawag niya sa tao. So it's a spirit na boundless, no? Na infinite. Tapos nilagay mo sa katawan. So perhaps dance is the infinite within you trying to go beyond. So it's kung hindi ka nag-arts, hindi mo na transcend yung body. But through the body pa rin, not ignoring the body. Transcending the body through the body because there's just an endless spirit that you are contained. Parang yun siguro, hindi ko alam if it makes sense or just for nag-make sense sa ating tatlo yun, di ba? But I will sabihin, hindi ko naman sa inano kasi nahirapan ako paliwanag. that's what I feel
Sayawin
when
mo
I-
na lang daw.
Oh,
Sayawin mo
yeah,
lang.
sabi mo nga, yung boundless spirit, di ba? Bigyan mong nilagay sa katawan. So, so hindi. Kailangan mo ipagdiwang yung sa lampas sa katawan na nasa loob. So, yun yung, kaya nag-arts ang tao. Para para sumingaw yun. Kasi,
Lumabas ang hindi
lumabas siya.
palabas. Oo.
Lumabas siya.
Oo. Yeah.
Oo nga, masyado na kasing nakakulob yung tao sa
Oo.
utak
Oo.
niya.
Oo.
At makihalubilo sa mga
Kaya
tao.
ba?
Diba?
At
Yeah.
pumukaw at magbigay ng inspirasyon at gumising. O kahit magpasaya lang, no?
Oo.
Kahit magpasaya
Pwede
lang.
rin. Entertainment. Yeah.
Ayan, so we're
Okay.
excited for you.
Yeah.
And we're excited for this new movement. At syempre, pinangungunahan ni Chancellor Michael Tan na produkto din ng mga Eswita.
Yeah. Shout out kay Dr. Tan.
At si Anriel, no? Andiyan din ata si Dennis, no? Kasama din si Sir Dennis.
Marsigan, yeah.
Yes. Sir Dennis will be doing a welcoming speech on the
Alright.
24th.
Okay, so mabuhay, more power sa arts.
Thank you,
at
Rica,
sa Guang
for
College. And,
enlightening us.
and,
Thank you for
Thank you.
having me. I enjoyed
thank you,
our
thank you. So ulitin,
conversation.
Rika. Bye-bye. So,
Kaya ni Maricel Soriano Aron.
ano,
Salamaste.
salamaste. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye,
Share,
bye-bye,
share.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Meron? Ano nga ba ang meron? Paano nga bang mabuhay ng tapat sa meron? Don't you wish you can relive your philo classes? The terror teachers? The terrible oral exams? Or the even terrifying but liberating and life-changing aha moments? Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Here's your chance! Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Kasama ang mga pilosopong sina Jovi Miroy at Ron Capinding. Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Leaping upward, leaping forward. Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Leaping to greater heights, to greater wisdom, to greater magis.